Hey everyone, welcome to the Pocketbook series, Moms and Money. We are focusing on the finances this month, and I am delighted to have a mompreneur with us, teaching us her ways. It's going to be fun talking with Rozalynn Goodwin. She is, an employee, because I know you still have a job too, right?
Right?
Yikes. And an entrepreneur, a mommy, a wife, a ministry leader. What else you got going on? She's a mother, daughter, sister, friend. She's all of the things. And you can imagine that, all of those hats that it demands attention and care and probably prayer. Lots of prayer, right?
Ye- Yes, absolutely.
So I'm excited that you're going to share a little bit of your insight and wisdom regarding being a mompreneur. Okay, Roz, tell us, who are you and what is or are your businesses?
Absolutely. So honored to be invited and to share. My name's Rozalynn Goodwin. I've been a member of Right Direction now for maybe 22 years. I kind of lost track. It's definitely been a long time. Well, no, it's been maybe, yeah, almost 22 years, 21 or 22 years, somewhere around there. Been married to Mike Goodwin, comedian Mike Goodwin, for 22 years. So that's why I know that we got there. We're kind of newlyweds. We arrived. So I think we may be a year or two, um, fresh, fresh newlyweds when we got to Right Direction. So somewhere between year 20 and 21, we've been at Right Direction. Native of South Carolina, native of Mount Carmel, South Carolina, in McCormick County. I have to put it on the map. That's part of my destiny and purpose. Very small rural town, about 231 people now since my cousin got married last week and moved. Mother of two, and Gabby is our 16-year-old daughter who I am in business with. The Confidence brand, I'll share more about that later. And then we got 12-year-old son, Michael. So yeah, that's a lot by itself. But our family has two businesses. Confidence by Gabby Goodwin is the girls' hair care solutions brand that I started with my daughter when she was 7. We first started by inventing and patenting a first of its kind double face, double snap hair barrette, Gabby bows. And then from there, over the last almost 9 years, we have just continued to innovate and add products to be an all-inclusive suite for curly girls. So a full line of plant-based girls natural hair care products, other complementary products to go with the bows, including a children's book and an organizer. We also opened a girl salon on last year. So that brand continues to grow. I also manage my husband, comedian Mike Goodwin, and have been doing that now for over a decade. So MTG Comedy and Confidence are our family businesses. And then I also serve as a vice president and lobbyist for the South Carolina Hospital Association, which is the trade association representing all the hospitals in the state of South Carolina.
That is so dope. What I heard in all of that is a supernatural zone. Like what Dr. Marshall's been talking about lately is being in the zone where you can get multiple things done,
Right.
handle it with excellence. And I might be a little biased, but I love the Confidence brand and all of their products. I use it on all of my children,
Well,
no
thank you.
matter the gender. So my boys get slicked down with some pomade and some moisturizing milk. We got all that. So so excited and really honored to know you. And I know that the moms are so blessed to know you too and all that you have to offer. So when you can, I guess, think with all that you know about the multiple businesses and roles and demands, what would be something that you would tell your emerging entrepreneurial self? The mommy that's like, I think I want to start a business. I think we should do this. Knowing what you know now, what would you tell that person?
I would tell Rosalind probably about 10 years ago to not try to figure it all out before I took the first step. I'm one of those, I'm not an intense planner, but I do like to kind of see at least step 1, 2, and 3. Entrepreneurship is not like that. There's no journey of faith that is like that, where you're going to just get this blueprint and God's just going to give you the full blueprint, take you to the end of it, and then bring you back to the beginning. That's not how it happens. So I often tell people that Gabby bows probably could have been invented a year and a half earlier. They really could have. I was in my head so much just trying to figure out what the next steps were, and honestly got some other people in my head that I had no business speaking to, who spoke so much doubt, fear, and unbelief in me that it set me back at least 6 months. I remember reaching out to this person that I was just like, if I'm going to start a business, I absolutely have to talk to this person, and went through all kinds of effort to get on the phone with her. And wow, like, if doubt, fear, and unbelief was a person, that's who I was on the phone with for probably about 15 minutes. And as soon as I hung up, God was so clear. I didn't tell you to call her. I was like, whoa, you sure did. And to process and work through all of that, it's a great story behind that. Probably 4 years ago, I didn't see her or speak to her after we launched and got all kind of national, international press and notoriety. I always wondered where she was, and we were at a Black Enterprise event. Gabby was vending. It was the same year that she was named the Black Enterprise Teenpreneur of the Year. That was in 2018. So 2013 or 14 is when I had this conversation. All these years, we live in the same city, no contact. I turn around, she's at our table. And I was just kind of stunned. And she bought one of everything that was on the table. We didn't exchange any conversation about that conversation we had so many years prior, but I felt like she felt like, okay, this is my peace offering. And it was just amazing how God turned it around. But that lesson that I learned was, not being immobilized by fear, doubt, or unbelief, whether you get it from yourself or from somebody else. And then not being so immobilized that you don't make the first step. Because often what I found over this journey with both of the businesses is that as I've obeyed God with one step, one phone call that I was supposed to make, he would just open up that next door. And I didn't need a blueprint. It has definitely been a journey of faith, and my faith has been strengthened through entrepreneurship in that way.
Woo! All right. So moms, if you're not inspired, because I think knowing every step probably does give us excuses to not pursue, to not go forward. It's like, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do next after I do this.
Right.
And so that's really cool to hear that lesson. We appreciate you going through what you've been through to share that with us. For someone who is interested or thinking about starting their business, what would be some things that they should consider? If it's one or two things that are the top before they pursue and go for that business?
I would encourage them to not be afraid to pay for coaching or mentoring. I know when we first started, I was looking for all the free stuff, and there's free stuff that's out there. There really is. But at some point, when you want to move and advance faster, sometimes there's a premium associated with being in the room or in a community with people who have been there, done that, can give you a shortcut just based off of their experiences. And I think sometimes we hesitate and just say, okay, well, I'm gonna just use up all of the free stuff I can until I can, this is like, but you're making mistakes that you don't need to make when you can really sit down with someone who's done this before, who can guide you through the process and help you skip and jump over some hurdles, because they've ran over the hurdles. They got tripped up by the hurdles. So they can just tell you how to leap over them and go faster. So that's one thing that we did probably by year 2, year 3, realized that, okay, all of this free stuff is not really leading us anywhere. We really got to be in communities, in relationships with people who really know where we are going, have some connections that can take us there and advance us farther and faster. So going back again, I would have done that much sooner.
That's also very interesting. It's almost like investing in your
Right,
business. Like you're putting money into yourself, into the business because you believe in it
right,
and you want to see it grow. So
right. And it doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, I think sometimes people are, it could be, I am going to find this person that I admire from afar, and I'm going to invite them to lunch and I'm going to pay. Or I'm going to take a class from them. You know, I'm going to take a master class from them. It's those things to invest in yourself. They wrote a book. I'm going to read their book. I'm going to buy their book. I'm going to get the audio version and the paperback version. And I'm going to do that. This person is speaking. I want to go see them speak. I'm going to invest in a ticket to this event to go hear them speak. Like I'm going to learn what they did. And I just really always encourage people, because most of there may not be somebody who's done exactly what you did, but there's someone who's blazed some type of trail and been a pioneer in your space, and just identifying who those people are and just learning from them. I mean, that is something, you know, our whole household does. We, you know, from Mike or Gabby or Michael, okay, who are you admiring in this space? What are they doing? Are you following them? Are you buying their courses, or are you listening to their talks on YouTube? Just making sure that you're investing in yourself. You will never lose money investing in yourself, investing in learning more about what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go. So just don't be cheap with yourself.
mm,
Don't be cheap with
keep
yourself
with yourself.
and your dream. Like, really, yeah, you're worth the investment. You really are.
That's a whole word right now. I'm just gonna let that sit. If I was Dr. Marsha, I would have some tea or some water
Right.
and we would
With
have a
Dr.
single
Marsha,
moment. Right,
Dr. Marsha pause.
right. Oh, she get me with those pauses. But okay, so this is man. So these are real nuggets. Investing in yourself. That's one thing that you should consider early when
Yes.
pursuing mompreneurship, because it's to me, I really think about mompreneurship as legacy. It's like I'm
Mm,
creating something that I could pass on and create streams of income, also purpose, create
right.
jobs for my children. They can inherit things from this business. So you again have me all kinds of inspired, and I know the moms are too. Okay, so last question. We want to know, what is a resource or tool that you find most helpful right now in your business? It could be a software, it could be a book, an app, or something. Like, what do you find yourself like, oh my goodness, I can't do this business without this? What is it?
It's not an app. It's a mindset. I call it wives. I tell every wife, every woman, every mompreneur that they need a wife. Well, multiple wives. So it's she like what? So I remember my supervisor, who's now retired and enjoying retirement. He set an article down at my desk years ago about women breaking the glass ceiling. He saw how ambitious I was, and I started reading this article, and I didn't even finish. Like, in the second paragraph, they were talking about how men have been able to advance in their careers. And they said it was one thing that they have that a lot of their female counterparts do not have, that has helped them advance faster. And they said it was a wife at home. That's it. I just need a wife. I need a wife. And I put the paper down. I was like, that's all I need. That's what I need. So I went and got my first wife, and now I probably have about 7. But so food wife, cleaning wife, grocery shopping wife, laundry wife, like you need wives in your life. You need what so many of your counterparts have been enjoying that has helped them be able to manage and do all the things. And in other words, you need help. Like you need to accept help. You need to embrace help. Look at it as you investing in someone else's business that is growing. So whatever those things are, and I'm seeing all different types of opportunities for wives. I was just one of my friends on Facebook that said that they just started using like a laundry service. Like they literally come in and wash, fold all the clothes. I'm not talking about dry cleaning. This is a whole nother level. This is like laundry.
Whole nother level, right?
Whole nother level. So I'm like, okay, I might need a laundry wife. So I don't try to do all the things. So people ask me all the time, how do you do it all? I was like, I don't even try. Like, stop trying to do all the things. Enlist help. And literally there probably are people looking at you like, man, she really does need some help. And they're waiting for you to ask them. But you may be in so much pride, you don't want to ask for help because you want everybody to think you got it all together and you do everything. I'm quick to tell you, I don't do all those things. So that's the tool. That's my cheat code. That's my secret weapon. I employ the help of others so we can help all the other things function in our house. And for us, it was a conversation about, okay, what does everybody need? Now, if it was my husband's or my children's love language that I was the one cooking, okay, we'd have to make some adjustments. But when they said they just needed food, oh, I can get food. Food can come from a lot of different sources. Food doesn't have to come from me cooking it. So, okay, I'm gonna hire a food wife. And yeah, that's how we make things work.
This is so good. Okay, so moms, if you don't have a book of notes already, I definitely agree that we have to outsource
Right.
some of the things that we need to get done, especially when God is pumping purpose and all kinds of destiny and multiple businesses in us, and he's given us vision for it. And Bishop always says, wherever he leads, he feeds, wherever he guides, he provides. And it literally is probably just opening up your mouth and saying, I need help. Help me.
Yeah. A hair wife. I mean, like, I can just go on and on about all the wives that you might need in your life. Like I said, it is different for every household. Some people, you may get joy out of cooking or laundry, and it may fulfill your heart. Like, so don't outsource that.
Matter of fact, that might be the business.
Right. Listen, okay? So, because I definitely was looking like, who's this laundry pickup person around here in Columbia, South Carolina? But yeah, that is, once we figured out, okay, what do you want me to, what's the most best use of my time? And to make sure that I'm not frustrated. And, my kids got home, I've certainly had a full, very busy day, and it's not over yet. But, I was able to take my kids out and spend some quality time with them, after school, and bonding with them over some food because somebody had already cleaned today.
Right. We all was able to get up on time and put clothes on because the clothes were clean.
Right.
They were put away. Ain't nobody in the laundry room searching for socks.
Right.
Yeah. This is so good. So that was the last of our questions. I know we could go on and pick your brain. And so, moms, if you are interested in just learning more about the confidence whole movement, as well as the other multiple businesses, check out the links below. We want to make sure that you stay connected with Rozalynn. So we'll put some of your social media things that you have allowed us to share under there as well. I want to make sure that all the moms know that this has been something we're doing just because we're trying to stay in purpose as well. We know that moms are looking for ways to save money, increase their income, and also prioritize financially, however God has blessed us. And so please stay tuned for more content that's going to fall under these three categories on ways that we can focus and rule in our finances. Okay. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, Rozalynn.
Mwah.